Now to the holiday sounds of the Apple Valley High School Marching Band. At the core of this group, did you catch that, Bob?
I got it.
The director, Robert Nygaard, who boasts that their 190-member band and attached units have won 16 sweepstakes awards in the past 2 years. Let's hear why.
I thought I had the jokes for this now.
The AVHS band has been around for years, going back to when the school first opened. The 80s and 90s were when the band was at its most popular competitions, ranging from performing at Dodger Stadium to performing for Rose Bowl Christmas parades and at Disneyland. Here we will go into depth about the AVHS band.
My name is Gretchen Pratt. I graduated in 1997. Was Gretchen Lizane back then. My name is Stephanie Arredondo, also a Lizane back then, and I graduated in 1997.
My name is Derek Walker. I went to Apple Valley High School. I graduated in 91, and I was in band for all 4 years.
My name is Ms. Thompson, and I graduated in 1993.
And I was in the Sun Devil Band from 1985 to 1989. I used to be in choir when I was in elementary school, like 3rd grade. And for 4th grade, you got to watch a band performance. And so they came and played for us. I don't know if it was the middle school band or if it was just like the 6th graders from the elementary band. And so once I saw the performance, I decided I wanted to play an instrument, and then I chose clarinet.
When we were in the 4th grade, we begged our parents to play an instrument. My 2 older sisters ruined our lives, and they played an instrument and quit. So in order to us to play an instrument, we had to sign a contract with my parents. And so that contract stated we had to play all the way through high school. Imagine yourself being a middle schooler wanting to quit the band, and we weren't allowed to, and so we had to fulfill our contract and play our freshman year. Nothing was specifically wrong with the band. We loved the band, but we were into sports, so it was taking up more of our time.
And furthermore, we were both terrible. And so we never practiced. And I do recall like fake recording practice. So my mom thought we were practicing. So that could have been part of it, is that we were tragic. I chose to play the flute.
And then play the clarinet.
Yeah, and we didn't know any other instruments at that point in time.
And then we played freshman year. It was actually really cool. There's so many people in the band. These kids today have no idea. There was hundreds of people in the band.
I have a number of about 250 in my head. That could include the drill team and the flag team and stuff. But I want to say we were up around 200. It was pretty darn big at that time.
When we went on a field trip, there were 4 buses. One bus was just the color guard and the drill team, and then the other 3 buses were the band, so there were probably 200 of us maybe. We had the big hats, with the big hats that went like this, and so when we went to the football games, we would fill our big hats with snacks and everything, so that when we were sitting there waiting for a touchdown, we would have all these snacks.
I do remember, I think I got up to 2nd chair once.
Oh yes, I tried out to be 1st chair flute, but I didn't make it. I know that's shocking. And I also wanted to branch out and learn to play the piccolo, but my parents did not support that.
No.
It was the one year that I remember we had shirts, and so each instrument section had their own shirt. The same design, except the instrument name was changed. This says clarinets. And then this is the Letterman's jacket. It's like a standard issue. We don't have our names on the back. We had Sun Devil. And then I have a few pins that are in the back from Dodger Stadium, and we marched in the Hollywood Christmas Parade for 3 years, but I don't know what happened to my 3rd one. And then, of course, our name. And then on the left side, the year that we graduated, this was from Drum Major Camp, and then some Dodger patches. We had won the championship, and then we got to go play for them during the World Series, so that was super fun. And then on the other sleeve, if you had a Letterman's jacket in band, the top patch always, it said band, or if you were a demonette, it might have said demonettes, so they had their own jackets too. And then the bottom caps it off with the years that you were in. It had the instrument that you played. When we did competitions, if we won sweepstakes, the first time we got a sweepstakes patch, and then every subsequent sweepstakes trophy we won, we got a star for that. The most outstanding sophomore, most outstanding junior, those are band banquet awards that were given. And then if the other patches, like I was a section leader for a couple of years, so then you would get a section leader patch. I was also in jazz band, so then that has the instrument that I played in jazz band. And then my senior year, I was drum major.
180 members strong, this award-winning band has performed in the 1984 Olympics, the 1988 World Series, and for former President Ronald Reagan. This is their 6th year at the Southgate Children's Christmas Sleighing Parade. Their director is Robert Nygaard, and they're led by drum major Paul Cummings.
There are lots of really good memories of band, but one of my most favorite memories is when we won the Dodgers Battle of the Bands.
Dodger Battle of the Bands my freshman year, which would have been, I think, around May of 1988. It was just a big milestone for the band because I knew the last couple of years they had come in, I think, second to the same band. I think the school, I think it's called Glenn Wilson High School, somewhere down in the Inland Empire down there. So it was a big moment for our band program at that time. Dodger Battle of the Bands we went to were pretty big, but the one that's coming to mind, and it was big for us because it was up in Chico, and I forget the actual name of the competition, but we traveled however long, is that 13 hours or whatever the drive, band trip all the way up to Chico. We ended up sweeping like almost every single trophy and everything there. It was a ton of schools were there. I don't remember which ones, but that was probably the biggest in the span for us, just because of how far we had to travel and, the fun we had up there.
I think it was like Rancho Chico days, and we had to all drive up there and do field show performances. We won a lot of trophies at that performance. And so that's what I think the biggest one was.
We went to several competitions down the hill that were pretty big. The Barstow competition was really big at that time when we would go out to Barstow.
We went to a big competition. It was around Christmas time. I could have sworn it was the Rose Parade, but I don't know if
it would have been in 1994, and we went somewhere. It left an impact on us because we marched and we were good. We only had to play one song, and we did know that song. So we did well during that, and it was fun, but yeah, I don't remember where it was.
The most difficult part was actually field show performances that weren't on rectangular fields. So anytime we had to perform on a baseball field, because of the diamond shape for some reason, I would always think that we were straight, and in fact we weren't. So I don't know why. That's just how it was for me.
Probably I was not a stellar musician, so playing an instrument was the hardest part probably.
Not playing an instrument.
In my opinion, I felt like it smelled in there because of the spit that comes out of the instruments. So I had a hard time with the smell.
It's also carpeted.
Yeah, it was carpeted back then, but they've come a long way. It's beautiful in there now.
Devils are directed by Robert Nygaard, and Eric Fisher is today's drum major.
Bob Nygaard was the band director at Apple Valley High School. He moved to Apple Valley in 1977 and won over 100 sweepstakes in field and street competitions. He graduated from Hot Springs High School in 1951 and enrolled in Chadron State College in Chadron, Nebraska as a music major. He won many awards. Some of them are the National High School Band Directors Hall of Fame in 1992, the Chadron State Distinguished Service Award in 1994, and the Chadron State Music Hall of Fame in 2005. Also in 2005, he received a lifetime membership in the High School Band Directors National Association.
Mr. Nygaard was the director, and he's pretty famous around here.
Yeah.
And so he was amazing. Like, we were really good at the halftime football shows, and we did many parades and events. So we were good, but I was still terrible.
He was so passionate.
He was so passionate, and he was tough.
He did not put up with anything.
No, he called you on everything, and I actually really respect that. So I love that of him. He was
tough.
He was a tough guy, but so effective.
Yeah, and we saw results, so.
For sure.
He had all these sayings that he would say over and over and over, like, there's no small performances, only small performers. And so I remember the trumpet players kept a list in the locker in the cabinet door, and they would open up a cabinet door and keep track of how many times he said each one every school year.
Mr. Nygaard, he was kind of a taskmaster. He was a former Marine, so he was always kind of stern. But my favorite memory was when we won that Dodger Battle of the Bands. You know, I've never seen him so happy in my life. You know, so it was kind of an accomplishment for him, and kind of had reached that peak right there for him. So it was like seeing him smile and enjoy, you know, everybody else's elation at that time.
We did have the best band teacher, Miss DeLeo.
She was so great.
So great. Shout out to Miss DeLeo.
And she knew I was terrible, but she never gave up on me like a true teacher should.
Have fun. I mean, band's not something like normally you're doing. You might be in a band later on, but it's not something that you generally do as an adult very much. So it was a lot of fun.
I say if you're into the band, like, do it. It's a good opportunity, and everybody's into different things. So I'm glad there's a wide variety of options for everybody to, you know, find their niche.
I would say maybe try out different instruments to find one that you're good at. Ironically, Miss Peratt and I still play our instrument every Christmas at my parents' house, and we play Ode to Joy and the B-flat concert scale.
Practice. You have to practice. You have to stick with it. There are good times and there are, you know, frustrating times, but just continue to practice daily and you'll get better at it.
You know, have fun with it. Stick with it after high school if you can. That's the one regret I have. Is I just kind of burnt out, so I kind of let it slide, and I didn't pick it up for 15 years and try to play again. But it's something that you can use. It's a good skill to have, just musically, and just a whole bunch of other ways. But I would just say, just don't, try to keep on going as long as you can.
On a side note, Miss Peratt, she really liked when she was playing the clarinet, the tall flags. We used to have a tall flag team here.
And a drill team.
And she branched out and learned their routine. She still currently knows
I still know
Just
the drill routine.
Wanted to let you know that.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. I think that's all I remember.